What is your rate of participation there within the district?
We have actually increased because of healthy school meals for all in the state of Colorado. We're hitting at about 64% right now for lunch. So it's pretty standard. We're hoping to increase that even more. I'm wanting to hit around 67, 68% in our strategic plan. So in the next 3 years, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, we're about 64%.
That seems pretty high. What was it before that legislation passed?
So it would hover somewhere, and when we had the pandemic for 2 years, so that kind of screws with the numbers a little bit just because the meals were free during then too. But last year, we didn't have free meals for all. So we'll go off of that. We were probably hovering around 53 to 56%.
Wow, that's a great increase. I mean, so what is your reimbursable rate then for this from the state? And, how do you achieve that with having such great produce and such great meat?
Yeah, so actually it's a federal meal program. So we actually get most of our reimbursement by the federal government. The state actually makes up the difference of what the federal government doesn't pay for our reduced and our paid status students. So depending on their parents' income, they fill out a form, they get marked on our back end as free, reduced, or paid, and that's what the federal government pays us. So a paid status student whose parent would normally have paid for lunch in the past, now the state basically pays it. That's kind of the difference. But they will only pay it up to the federal free reimbursement rate, which is about $4.35. So that's what we get to pay for a meal. And that's not just the food cost. That's also supplies, labor, benefits. It's everything. Our department runs just like a restaurant. We are independent of the school district. We even kind of rent our space. So we actually pay the school district to rent those kitchens. Basically, the equipment within them is our equipment, and we pay for that. But the building itself, the room, the electricity, we actually kind of rent the space. So we have to pay for everything.
St. Vrain, the landlord, huh?
The $4.35 a meal. Coming into next year, though, we actually will get an additional 25 cents a meal to increase our local spend. We will have 25 extra cents for every meal that we will get to spend on specifically local items. So that should help tremendously because we do know that our local foods tend to cost more.
Right.
Because they might be organic, right? Or just supporting your local economy. Generally, those farms aren't those big, heavy hitter, broad line.
Right. They don't have quite the economies of scale that some of the big giant producers do, for sure.